Is this one of those press conferences where we get to pick who asks us questions?
If you
can
jump in.
No,
or
really.
you just make sure you've got your little.
Oh, but you actually do have a question. Okay, yes, this is so exciting. Yes, yes, you, sir, in the glasses.
You're currently playing Red Robin in the Batman Unlimited series.
Yes.
How did that role come about?
Red Robin was, for Batman Unlimited, was just another audition, like a lot of other auditions. And I just lucked out and got it. But it's a great group of people. I get to work with Roger Craig Smith and Will Friedle and a bunch of guys. It's fun because I love the DC universe so much, and to get to play iconic characters every now and then. I've never gotten to play Robin in any way, shape, or form. So this was one of those little check marks on my nerd list of cool roles to have played. And I know there are many different Robins, so I've still got plenty of chances to play other varieties. But it's been good, and the show itself has an interesting flavor to it because it doesn't go as dark as a lot of the things have gone. But while it's kind of kid friendly, there are a lot of sort of nice little nuggets in there for people who have been fans of the the universe for a long time. So yeah, it's been great.
You mentioned that this is a role that you wanted to check off. So for both of you, what's kind of like a dream role that you haven't gotten a chance to
Oh, that we haven't gotten to do.
That's a long list.
All of the roles we haven't played yet?
Yeah. All of the characters I've loved from both the Marvel and DC universes.
Well, you've always wanted to be Batman. I mean,
I've always wanted to be Batman, but I don't naturally tend towards Batman. I naturally tend towards Robin, but I did get to play Superman, so that's
true.
Captain America would be awesome.
Captain America would be great.
I'd love to play Moon Knight. I don't know if anybody's doing a Moon Knight animated series anytime soon, but they should because
with their Netflix shows.
See, that'd be a great Netflix show.
Yeah.
You could just star in it, not just voice it.
Right, exactly.
True.
I could star. I could be Mark Spector. I could be
Well,
everybody.
you've always told people that you want to be the first American Doctor.
Yeah. I'd love to be the first American to play the Doctor.
Although we did get to do a fan film where you played the Doctor and I was the companion, which was pretty awesome.
You can find it. It's out there.
It's on the internet.
It's delightful.
I'm trying to think of who I would want to be.
Any fairy tale character.
Any fairy tale character.
Any character from the 1930s.
1930s. I would be Captain America, but as a girl.
Right.
That would be
You'd
awesome.
be Topsy McGee.
Well, I play Topsy McGee already, so I already do that. That's not something that I haven't done.
That's the character we created.
Yeah, we created a steampunk action heroine, and it's actually
it's silent, right?
It's a silent film, yeah, and it was at the Dragon Con Film Festival. Mm-hmm. It's Topsy McGee versus the Sky Pirates, and then we're working on the graphic novel, which is a different adventure. So Topsy McGee goes off on a different adventure, and then we're in process on several other parts of the world for Topsy to explore. But it's a really cool female, strong, feminine.
We're shopping it as a show, like a longer form,
so we're excited
sort of
about
action adventure show. So we'll see.
Because our production company also does on camera things as well.
So I actually had a question about that. How did you guys decide to do? I mean, you're voiceover actors, and you did a silent film. So how did you decide to do something silent?
I know. Somebody was asking this yesterday. It's funny. I think before we started doing voiceover, we were already doing film and television and stage. So we're actors that are most known for voiceover work. But when we started to explore the world of Topsy and the steampunk alternate Victorian London timeline, whatever that is, we realized that we thought that part of the fun was the movies they would be watching at that time would have been silent film movies. Not that we couldn't have pretended that they had talkies then, but we loved that idea of actually making a movie that would have been something they would have watched. And so we decided that to live in that world more completely and fully, we thought that making it a silent film would be fun. So it wasn't about, well, we do so much voiceover work. And actually,
I just want to shut up for a while.
Yeah. But it's actually been a criticism from some people because they're like, we would like the film better if you stopped doing the silent film at the beginning, like take it from the beginning and then go into dialogue later. And so we've debated on whether or not we should actually, have you seen it?
I saw the trailer.
Yeah, okay, you saw the trailer.
Yeah.
But in the film, it starts out very much black and white, very, very silent film. Even like, what is the aspect ratio?
Yeah, the aspect ratio is tiny.
It's tiny. It's the old school aspect ratio. And then as 3:4, I think?
4:3. I don't know.
I'm bad at the tech stuff. But as it moves through the film, it changes aspect ratio and it starts to add color. So things start changing as the world sort of comes to life. And so the one criticism that some people said is, why didn't you add the dialogue spoken into it as it went? And we were like, well, we had decided that that was the feeling of it, so we didn't. But we could always go back, because we are voice actors. We could just dub ourselves.
Just dub it, right? But that'll be the next sort of iteration. Incarnation of Topsy. I'm sure will be.
But I'm so excited because the cover of the graphic novel is actually up on our table right now, so you can come see the beautiful art that Comfort and Adam did for us.
So talking about graphic novels,
yes.
What are you enjoying about jumping over to that? I mean, because that's definitely, obviously, not acting voice. So.
Yeah. Well, we started a publishing company 5 years ago when we put out our book on voiceover, voice actor, what it's like behind the mic. And so we were dealing with publishing and printers and all of the aspects that take to make a book. And so utilizing some of those, it has been helpful in the graphic novel, but making a graphic novel is a completely, totally new world than writing a more traditional black and white book.
I had to, because I've been writing for a long time, and I've loved comic books for a long time, forever. But I had to change how I had to learn how to write in a different way to write, for sequential art, a graphic novel. So it's been an interesting transition, but it's, we love storytelling. I mean, sometimes we're voice acting, sometimes we're doing theater and on camera, and sometimes we're writing and publishing books. I think what it boils down to, or what we've learned only recently, is that we love telling stories, and so
creating worlds. Like
yeah, we love building worlds. So
using our imagination and creativity is fun.
Yeah, so that's we'll just keep doing that, I guess.
And so you kind of take whatever the little obstacles and hurdles of, we don't know how to do this, and you go, great, okay, we'll learn how to do it because we want to play in that, I want to get into that sandbox. Okay, how do I get there? I'm going to build the bridge to get there, and now we're going to play in the sandbox, and then you just sort of keep building bridges to get to play in more sandboxes.
So off that, it seems like you've just got a number of projects kind of all going on, it seems like at the same time.
Yeah.
One, I had a question on how the Vocality campaign went.
Thank you.
And then also what do you guys have coming up next that you're still in the process of?
Thank you so much. We were helping, we became ambassadors. There's a company called Vocality, and it helps create unique voices for people who don't have voices, whether it's through disease or birth defects or whatever reason that they currently don't have a voice. You can think of Stephen Hawking. He lost his voice, and now he has a robotic voice. But
that's been sort of the default voice for a lot of people.
And even little girls will have the same voice that Stephen Hawking has. And so as a way to create a unique voice for them, Vocality has created a system that you record all the different sounds, like all those little bitty sounds through speaking sentences. So you have to log about was it 3,000?
3,500 sentences.
Something like that. Yeah. Sentences to be able to say all the different sounds that might play out.
Then they can pull things and build voices for people, and then they take the things that people have recorded and they blend them together, and each person gets a unique voice that sounds, because they also sort of...
They take a sound or two from the person who's getting the donee, the person who receives it, the recipient.
Right, yes.
They take some of the sounds that person can make, whatever the sounds that they can, and they blend that with the donor's voice so that person gets their own, because we all have a unique vocal print, just like we all have a unique thumbprint. We all have a vocal signature, so that way they get their own voice, which is so exciting. And so we did a Vocality drive. It lasted a couple weeks, and we had a bunch of donors, which was very exciting. It takes some time. Like it's an intensive thing, but it doesn't cost anybody any money, so it was nice because you can donate something of you rather than being like, here's my checkbook, because we don't always have money to donate. And so
and it was great because we were able to reach out to the fans, and a lot of fans are always say, hey, I'd love to get into voice acting, or the things I can do. And we've tried to come up with those things, and this was great, because they got to sit in front of a microphone and record for 3,500 sentences, and the response was overwhelming, and we were really happy with how it came out.
Yeah, but it turned out well. And honestly, if you or anyone you know wants to still donate, just because our vocal drive is done, we did a specifically timed vocal drive, but they still need voices. So much like Red Cross is like, give us your blood whether the blood drive is happening or not. Like they still need voices. So
yeah, Vocality is like the word vocal and then ID at the end of it.
But it's .co, not .com.
.co. Yeah.
So, but thank you for asking. And you had a second question?
The other things we've got coming up.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, then we get that look on our face of what are we allowed to talk about and what are we not allowed to talk about. We've got the projects that we're working on independently.
Yeah, I wrote a book.
Tara wrote a book that we're working on getting.
About a traveling Romani girl, like a gypsy girl, a traveling Romani girl, and it's an interactive book, so it's not quite a pop-up book, but like the recipe cards pull out, or the instructions on how to hunt with a bow and arrow pull, like you can actually, it's an interactive book, and so that's in process right now.
That's I told Amber about that.
Oh yeah, it's called Zartana, but it's not out yet. But stay tuned on our website. We try to give you as much information as we can.
Right, and then we're trying to produce a bunch of other things as well. We've been writing scripts, and I just started produced a pilot for trying to normalize and civilianize post-traumatic stress in society, so that it's not seen as just something soldiers have. That that it's first responders and people who've been abused or grown up in abusive households, and we're trying to find a way for people to not see any shame in getting help about that. And what happened was I had heard that figure that 22 American veterans commit suicide every day, and I thought I couldn't live with that. So we put together the pilot for a show where we actually had four Marines and a Navy corpsman who fought in Ramadi in 2004 come in and talk about that they're dealing with PTS and how they cope and what they can do, and reaching out, talking to their fellow soldiers, saying, hey, this is something you can talk about. So we're working on putting that together. You'll hear more about that because I'm sure I'll be trying to get some sort of funding for it eventually once we get
because each episode will focus on a different group of people. So this particular episode was military, but then there will be children trauma or things like
police,
that. So first responders, stuff like that.
We have time for one more question.
Oh, yes.
Okay, you guys obviously do a ton of roles. Do you ever have trouble keeping track of everything?
Yes.
People ask you to do an old voice, and you're like, oh, did I do that person?
That happens a lot.
It happens a lot. I always feel so bad. Somebody will come up and be like, what character were you in that game? And I don't even remember the name of the game or the character. And I feel terrible, but because we've done so many, sometimes I need people to remind us. Luckily, when we're recording, if it's been a while, if it's been a couple of years and we haven't recorded that character, they have a vocal reference, so we can listen to it and go, oh, right, I remember that character, I can do it now. But if people just want to know the name or what the catchphrase of the character is, sometimes we just don't know.
Say a line from this video game, and I'm like, oh man, it's been so, I don't...
Yeah, or who were you in that video game? I don't know.
We've actually got a cheat sheet at our table.
I know, I feel so
bad.
bad.
Over and we're like,
I
was this
the internet helps too. So,
yeah,
but we do have a good time.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so
much.
much.
Thank you guys so much.